Okay, so get this. We're doing youth climate activism today, but hold on. Not the same old names you see everywhere else.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's more of a deep dive this time. I found this book. It's called Climate Sisters Resisting Ecocide, and it's seriously amazing. It's all these inspiring women, a lot of them from the global south, who are like powerhouses in this whole climate
That's what
movement.
I'm talking about. Yeah, you always hear about the same few people, and it's easy to forget it's a global thing, right?
Totally. And this book just gets it, you know? It doesn't treat you like you're clueless. Like, boom, right away you meet Naielli Cobo. Imagine being 9 years old, living in LA, and taking on like big oil companies
Hmm.
and winning.
No way. Seriously.
It's like a total David and Goliath thing.
It really makes you think about what we can achieve even at a young age.
I know, right? What's crazy is she didn't just like raise awareness, things actually changed. The oil drilling near her home shut down.
Yeah.
Company got hit with criminal charges.
Wow. That's huge.
I know, right? Makes you wonder why everyone isn't doing this if a 9-year-old can make that happen.
Well, and it highlights something really important, environmental justice. It's not just about emissions. It's about protecting the people most affected by environmental problems.
Right.
And those things are usually connected.
Exactly. And speaking of approaching things differently, there's this woman, Paloma Costa Oliveira from Brazil. She's using her law background to try and get young people officially involved in climate policy.
Whoa, that's a good idea.
I know, right? Not just protesting, but actually having a say in the policies.
That's so smart using her skills like that. It shows how many different ways there are to make a difference.
Exactly. And it's not always about big policy stuff either. Like, have you heard of Flossie Donnelly from Ireland? She was 8 years old when she started her own project with these things called sea bins to clean plastic out of the ocean.
Get out. 8 years old.
Tate, it blows my mind. Makes you think we should be listening to young people more, you know? They come up with some pretty amazing solutions.
That's incredible. And this is just the beginning, right?
Oh yeah, just scratching the surface. This book has so many more inspiring women, like Anuna de Wever from Belgium. And Anuna's story, it's intense. Like, she was super big in the Fridays for Future movement, but she got a ton of hate online, even threats, just for speaking out.
Makes you realize how tough it can be to go against the grain,
Hmm.
especially when big interests are involved. They're brave to put themselves out there like that.
It really is something. But then you read about someone like Anisa Derna from Libya, and it's like, whoa, the resilience of hope, right?
Her story's wild, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Discovery Kids is what got her into the environment.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to spark that passion.
Right. Talk about turning screen time into something amazing. But it's not just about her either. She's using everything she knows to help other young people in Libya, especially women.
Yeah, getting more women involved in this movement is
Yeah.
huge. They're often the ones who suffer the most when the climate changes, because of how things are set up already.
Totally. It's like a domino effect, you know? You empower women to lead in this space. You're not just tackling climate change, but you're chipping away at all these other inequalities too.
Exactly. It's all connected. Can't separate those things.
Yeah.
Climate justice and social justice go hand in hand.
That's what really hit me about these stories, you know? It's not just about remembering your reusable bags. It's about going deeper, changing the systems, making those in charge actually do something.
Absolutely. And calling out the BS, right? Like when we were talking about Flossie Donnelly, she was so happy Greta Thunberg got that award in Dublin.
Yeah.
But she also pointed out how ironic it was. Like, Ireland's not exactly a poster child for climate action.
Yeah, it shows they're paying attention to the whole picture, right? They're not just asking for change, they're holding people accountable for actually doing it, not just talking.
Love that kind of boldness,
Mm.
especially when you've got all these powerful people trying to shut down anyone who disagrees with them.
For sure. These stories really show that we can't keep going for the easy way out. We've got to tackle the root of the problem, even if it means having tough conversations about, I don't know, the way we consume things, the systems that keep this whole mess going.
Right. Got to shake things up, think differently about our relationship with the planet. How do we actually build a future that works?
It's a big ask, but seeing these young activists, it does give me hope. They're not waiting for permission, they're just doing it, demanding better.
And that's what's so great about it. Their energy is contagious. It reminds you that even with this huge, scary problem, there are people everywhere choosing hope, choosing to act, choosing to fight for something better.
It's true, you know? Their stories really make you feel like you're not in this alone. It's easy to get discouraged with all the doom and gloom about climate change, but then you see these climate sisters and it's like, wait, we got this. Age doesn't matter. You can make a difference.
Definitely. And get this book, With its over 100 stories, it's just like a tiny piece of a much bigger picture.
Right. It makes you think, like, we talked about Naielli, Paloma, Flossie, Anuna, Anisa.
And for each one of them, there are tons more people out there working their butts off in their own backyards to try and create a better future, a more sustainable future.
It's like this deep dive, this book, it's just the tip of the iceberg. So much potential, so much energy.
Exactly. And it gets you thinking, what about everyone else? You know, the people who are ready to jump in, ready to be part of this movement, but they just haven't found their thing yet.
I know, right? Imagine if everyone heard these stories, how many people would be inspired to act.
It's about getting these stories out there, showing people that they can be a part of the change they want to see. Doesn't matter how old you are, where you come from, what you're good at.
So we've come to the end of our deep dive into Climate Sisters, and I gotta ask, what stuck with you? What are you taking away from all this?
You know, it might sound simple, but knowledge is power. The more we know about these amazing people, what they're up against, the better we can help them spread their message.
And that can look like a lot of different things, right? Like starting those tough conversations we were talking about, staying informed, supporting the organizations, doing the work on the ground.
Absolutely. Every little thing adds up. Changing our own habits, speaking up in our communities, sharing these stories, it all matters.
It's realizing that this is a team effort, this whole climate justice thing. Like a marathon, not a sprint. We all have a part to play.
And what we learned from the Climate Sisters, it's a fight, no doubt, but it's a fight fueled by hope and this like deep down belief that things can get better.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, that's it for our deep dive today. But before you go, tell us what you thought. What blew your mind? What stories did you connect with? Head over to our website, leave a comment, shoot us a message. Keep the conversation going. The more we talk about this, the more we learn, the more we can actually change things. So until next time, keep digging, keep questioning, and most importantly, keep that hope alive.